So that's about Amazon. Now to Google's Android. It's facing the heat in India. The Competition Commission of India launched a probe against Google 2 months ago. The reason is simple. CCI believed that Google abused its dominance of Android to block rivals. So what is the case? Google allegedly forces phone manufacturers to pre-install its apps on Android devices. Now, how would that help Google? This will force manufacturers to depend on the Android operating system. Such phone makers will be forced not to develop and sell devices on alternative versions to Android OS. So is this anti-competition? The CCI thinks so. Google doesn't agree, and that was expected. In fact, the case is similar to the one that Google faces in Europe. Now listen to what Google has to say in reply. What is Google's reply? Last month, Google said that Android, and listen to this carefully, Android enabled millions of Indians to connect to the internet by making devices cheap. Google says that Android has increased competition, not killed it. All that is very good, but this is a simple question. Just because Google's Android enabled millions of Indians to go online, does it mean that Android should be forced on the phone makers? Google did not do humanitarian work by selling Android phones in India. It did business. It was not charity. It made profits in an important market like India. Google benefited by forcing users to pre-install Google Search, Google Chrome, Google Play, and Play Store, in fact, and other such apps in the phone. This is business, not charity, I repeat, and this business is unfair because it's forced and discriminatory. Google should stop getting into the vicious circle of self-glorification. Now, Android features in about 75% of the world's smartphones. Data shows that Android accounts for over 90% of smartphones sold in India. It is very big. The probe is expected to be completed within 150 days. The probe will also look at the role of Google's executives in this abuse. The Competition Commission of India is looking at the license fee paid to Google for using other Google mobile services on Android phones. Now, without this license fee, users will not get access to millions of apps from the Play Store. Basically, the Android apps are the lure to make the user stick to Google. If this is not discriminatory, if this is not anti-competitive, we wonder what is. And Google must know that it will not get a free pass in India. The company should stop pretending to be holier than thou. Let me explain what I'm saying. Google tweaked its commercial flight search function for its own profit in India. Basically, pages where advertisers pay money featured more prominently when one searched for a specific flight. This is unfair, both to the user, because the search actually pushed down some travel sites, and this also hurt the choices available to the user. It is also unfair to the travel sites in India that relied on Google search to attract users. Google paid $20 million for this breach. Now, when it's anti-competitive and when its anti-competitive nature is questioned, Google cannot turn back and say that it connected more Indians online. That's neither good reasoning nor a good argument. It simply shows that Google thinks it's above countries. It's not.